are Blurred Otaku, and I'm Zoe. And then we have Marky Marv, Calories Run, and Jay Fizzle. And today, since it's actually WrestleMania, we're going to talk about sports anime.
WrestleMania.
It's actually sports anime is one of the boring animes ever.
Wow.
Okay. I be honest. I just feel like if I like, I don't like sports. Maybe that's it. I didn't grow up in a household where sports was important, and I'm very grateful that my dad is like that, except tennis. So
Tennis is on year round now. I watched it.
yeah, but that's the only sport, so it doesn't matter. I'm like, it's just sports are sports. I know nothing about them, and I thought at one point that I would go into anime, and I was like, okay, like this one show is called Ice Shield 21. It is about football. And I was like, okay, I can understand football. I still have no idea what football is about. I know they go, they chase the ball, and that's it. And I've been to games with my grandfather, and I still don't know what I saw. So yeah,
That's crazy.
I'm just not a fan. Oh hello.
Okay.
So what do you guys? Do y'all like sports anime?
So I know for myself, I didn't get a chance to like watch them, but I do know of them. Um, like I was actually talking with a couple of my students because I'm a teacher, and they were going in depth about what's it called, blue
Blue
something?
Lock.
Yes, blue lock with the soccer,
Yeah.
and they was expressing how like the power moves work, the certain type of styles work, and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting. And then there's also a live action adaptation that's basically being made right now.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll check that out. But then I remember as being, a young lad per se, a young kid. And I remember over time in my teenage stages, I'll be like, okay, there's like a basketball one and there's like a volleyball. And I recently heard that there's a golf one. And I'm like, okay, anime.
So
And
boring.
so I never got a chance to, but I've been wanting to check out again the soccer one. But I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, so like I said, I like Valky the grappler. I remember watching this a long time ago. He was a white belt grappler, and they had underground fight matches, and I enjoyed that show. So they would go hardcore, cutting people. You when you saw the what he looked like, he had all of these marks on him where they had to put his skin, put his body back together. So that was one show I enjoyed. I've watched. I think it only had one season, but I think they remade it or something like that. So that was the only one I really, really got into was Grappler Balky, and I thought that was a great show.
Well, as far as sports per se goes, no, I don't do the basketball, the baseball ones, or I just no. If it's a martial arts tournament, yes. There was a wrestling one that I think started out maybe at as a video game, but I digress because it was really a bunch of girls running around slamming each other, and so um, I I'm not. I guess I'm kind of like more like Zoe. I'm not really sports orientated or driven. Um, I have a team. Well, I have several teams, but you know what I mean. I don't. I'm not. You know what I mean. Oh, it's game night. I'm not. No, I'm not doing any of that. I got other things I'm doing. You know what I mean. I'll watch my team. I'll watch the Super Bowl. I'll watch some of the some of the uh, basketball games, but I'm not so into it that I have to see it. So when it comes to being on anime, and I'm like, I mean, there's like lots of them with the golf and the tennis, and I mean, if it's part of the story where they have to somehow find themselves in a tennis game to reach the next level of the of the mission or the story, okay, I'm down with it, because they have some ridiculously done things. But just as a sports thing, yeah, I'm not too impressed. And I have to, I have to turn my attentions elsewhere. But I believe it is a very popular style of anime or gender of or yeah gender of anime that everybody.
Is it?
Uh,
But I thought it was a little weird when you would see. I mean, if you're going to go with tennis, and I love tennis, so I watch that regularly. But then when I watch these tennis matches in this, um, it's so over the top where they hit the ball, then everything explodes, and then it's going into space, and these people are now glowing, and I could not find that interesting. When I look at that, I'm like, well, that's not tennis. It was. I was watching the soccer one, and the guy turned into, I guess, a god, and started. He was floating in the air, and then he kicked the ball, and it was heading towards the goalie, who also became caught the ball in his powers in his head and threw it into the other net. And I'm like, that is
well,
just
I mean,
beyond.
but if you think about it, it's like being out in space without a spacesuit, raising your finger up and throwing a spiral ball down on the planet and blowing it up. But when you're in front of the opponent, it takes you 5 episodes to even start to fight.
Stop talking about that show.
I'm laughing because the way
I
you're
mean,
explaining it, and I never watched any of this, it sounds like they're playing freaking Mario Tennis and
Yeah,
Mario.
yeah, it's exactly like
just
that.
like that.
Like the
It is.
ball will actually spin like a comet or something, and then when it hits the ground, Mark's right, it'll explode, and like they'll cut to these little action scenes where the people are like, huh, and
Yeah,
like
they do.
like it was surprising to them, and I'm sitting there thinking, if they're world champions, you've had to see them play. Why would you be like, I've made it to the championship, but I have no idea who my opponent is? Come on, man.
Because they're
Uh,
soft.
yeah, I don't know. I just find a lot of it, like Mark said, it's really over the top. But I mean, you would have to do that to make it interesting, because who would want to watch a couple of anime players just actually play some regular tennis?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
like Spy Family, right? The mission was they had to infiltrate this sports thing. And I kid you not, in the middle of this tennis match was another guy in the bleachers with a rifle shooting these like rubber bullets or something at the hero. And he sensed the projectile coming from the thing in the air. And as the dude threw served the ball to him, he hit the bullet and the ball.
All right. Well, what about when Dirty Pair had to play beach volleyball during an episode because there was something going on. I don't remember what was even going on, why they were there, but they were undercover playing beach volleyball, and there was something about their uniforms, especially the guy that trained them. He had to wear this special uniform, and then they're spiking the ball from like 6 feet in the air. I don't know, like I like Dirty Pair, but that episode was ridiculous.
Well, animes usually have an episode where they are playing like sports,
Yeah.
especially if it's like a school. It's that thing.
Mhm.
Like they go to the festival. That's always going to be an episode.
It's almost every.
Them at the beach.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
What is that? Winters in the summer you're talking about? See, that's the new Dirty Pair. I'm not. Mm-mm.
You don't remember that
That,
episode though?
no, oh, I remember it because I don't like when they take the old and then they try to make it all flashy and new because it doesn't. They don't stick to the old character designs and everything. Yeah, summer's almost one. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, like you said that, because I was going to say, what is it? My Hero Academia. They had a sports day.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Every show does it.
They had a sports day, and they did, where he broke his arm throwing a ball because he used too much of his
Yeah, but
power.
he does that in every episode. That's why I feel like
True.
his character was more of like mid. The side characters I thought was better than him because I mean even at the end he did all that, and don't want to spoil it, but yeah. There's
Yeah,
actually
it's
another, huh? Okay.
but that's I think that's kind of like you said. It's like it's like every sitcom and every show has the mirror episode where there's the twin thing, the sports thing.
Yeah.
The good guy was perceived as a bad guy up until this point and revealed that he wasn't really. I wasn't really doing this. I was doing this to flush them out or whatever it is. It's the same old tropes. Um, I can't remember what the hell the name of that. It was a wrestling Roses something. Rumble Roses.
It was a wrestling.
Rumble Roses was the name. It was the I think it was just a video game. I don't Oh no. No, it was developed by the publishers. Oh yeah, I think it was just a video game though.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a video game.
But there's actually this one anime that I do like, and it is sports. Okay, so it's yaoi, but you know what? It just
Ah,
but see, okay, we call it yaoi because it was totally gay. But truly, did they ever really kiss? I don't remember. They wanted to, but it's called Yuri on Ice. It was about figure skating and boys.
see? Oh, no.
You know what? And I feel
That
like every girl has seen it. It's a great one. I mean, it
yeah,
was supposed to be the second season.
for
It didn't.
some reason, you ladies love seeing that. I guess it's because guys want to see, I guess, two women, whatever. But yeah, all I can think of is Tweak and Craig from South Park. Every time when you bring it up, Tweak and Craig. That's all I see in that in that episode. And I mean, to each his own. I mean, if that's what's floating your boat, because even with some of the more adult anime like Legend of the Overfiend and stuff like that, sometimes that even gets a little much for me. I'm sitting there going, "Oh, okay, woo,
Yeah, Legend of the
woo."
Overfiend
Yeah.
is hardcore at its points.
Yeah, I mean it's so I mean I could get it if you're watching two, but see figure skating that and like NASCAR stuff going around in a circle.
Yeah, and
Come
that's
on,
what it
man.
was. He was,
Nah,
you
Uh,
know, he
I
was the figure skater. He was trying to go, and then the one that used to be like the top was training him, and it was just like, yeah, he was just, yeah, I just want you to get better, and if you do better, then I'll maybe like give you a hug or something.
Oh
That's
my
what it
god.
was. It was so gay.
Yeah, I think I've
see.
walked in when they were skating, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, I can't.
The opening is nice. I have it on my phone.
Yeah, I just couldn't watch any of that.
It's a great show. So I know y'all not into that, but I recommend.
No.
well, I'm just having a childhood moment. I was sitting here trying to think. I was like, what is that wrestling? I don't know if it's considered an anime. Actually, it says that as an anime, but I think it was more of a cartoon to me when I was a child. But there was a wrestling cartoon, technically anime now. It's called Ultimate Muscle.
Oh yeah,
And I remember like constantly like the finisher move. He would like put him on his shoulders, do a little quick spin in the air, and then like kind of like go down on him. And I was like, oh man, I totally forgot about that one because it was like reminiscent in my head. I was like, I've seen something that is sports like, but I don't remember this. But then I was recommended by a friend who she never watched anime at all her life, and this is her first anime. And I was like, oh, a sports anime. But I know people have seen this. It's on Netflix. It's called Hajime no Ippo. Um, it 100% reminds me of oh god, Punch Out, the video
Oh,
game.
wow. Okay.
And I watched the first episode though. So the first episode is it's this like kid who's in school, and then like there's like these three bullies, and they basically like bully him, and then he's like walking down the street, and he runs into like the same bunch of kids, and they're like grabbing him and punching him and beating him up. He's on the ground, and he gets up, and he's like trying to dust himself off, and the kids are like, "So you're not getting down? You want to get beat up again?" And then like this random guy comes out of nowhere and it's like, "Leave him alone," and punches all the kids, you know, down or up, and he's like, walk with me. So like the kid walks with him to the gym, and he's like, this boxing coach, and he's like teaching the guy who's the main character, which I'm assuming his name. Oh, I don't know his name is. It's saying that his name is Joe, and he's like, all right, try this move. So he teaches him how to do like a right hook on a punching bag, and the character's like, okay, and then he has already in his mind, I guess, like the technique for it, and he puts his back foot, back, and he puts his front foot forward and jives in with a hook, and it almost impacts the punching bag to the point where everybody in the gym is shocked and scared. Is like, holy crap! You tell me this kid who don't know how to fight at all punches the bag harder than anybody in here who punches it, and that's what the first episode. And that's like, oh, this is like, actually intriguing because there was a lot of animes that are set up like that. It's the kid who gets bullied, gets tortured, gets to this point where like he's scrawny, and then you get this like, I don't know, advisor or this encourager who like teaches him how to be a boss, or almost like the mentoree to the mentorer. And I'm like, I hope this is not one of those shows where it's like, it's this scrawny kid who becomes like the savior of helping everybody else because he's like now super strong. I'm like, oh god, this sounds like Yu Yu Hakusho or like those bully shows where like this person comes out of nowhere and teaches everybody to become better. But
Oh, a lot.
Oh yeah.
There's this other anime that I used to watch. It's called Skate, and it's about skateboarders. That one was quite boring. I didn't finish it. Because I remember the first episode, the guy, he like broke his skateboard or something. He goes into the skateboard store, and then they're like, hey, and then he sees the people that he met at the store, and they're actually like trying to like see who's the best skateboarder, and they're doing obstacle courses and stuff like that. I think I only got past two episodes. Because I was like, oh, no, I'm just not. I'm not a skateboarder.
Well, there was one that I'm always gonna love. Is still Speed Racer because
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
anime and it was cars. I loved that as a kid. I took the girls when they made the live action. We
I
went to
loved
the
it.
movies
Yeah.
to see that. So that was one of my favorite ones back in the day. But they did a new one called Redline. That was a car anime show where they were driving race cars. That one is really good. Somebody recommended it when I think I was at what is it? The not the library, but I was at the bookstore, and the guy was like, "Hey, you should check this out." So I did, and I bought it because of how good it was. And it's if you haven't seen it, I would definitely check out Redlining.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but Speed
Well,
Racer
I
is one of
mean,
my favorites.
if you're still talking in the realm of sports, Zoids was in a sports type of thing. Remember? Because it was, I mean, now love that one. I love that with my Liger Zero. I was there for that one. I didn't like the chaotic sensory thing, but that one with the Liger Zero and that young kid walking around acting stupid. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that one. Matter of fact, I went
Yeah,
out and
arena
bought.
bots, basically.
Yeah, I mean, and now if you, I mean, looking back on it, because I had the Big Liger Zero that came out, I think it was from Toys R Us,
Oh wow,
but like the model, the ones like like Gundams with the perfect grades and all that other stuff, man, them things are like $300 and $400 now.
wow.
Yeah, and it's only like the size of a mid-sized little transformer that you would get. Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
I'm going to say that now the Transformers have gone way over the top because they transform by talking to them
Oh
now.
yeah, I've seen them.
Oh, those new ones?
Bumblebee just came out with one, so they are
Look,
awesome.
I Jim and Keel together, I think they've got like 3 Optimus Primes, Megatron, 2 or 3 Grimlocks. when I went over to the toy locker, and I'm telling you, they had them all laid out in the office area with the couches and the big TV, and like, this ain't an office area. This is a chill station. This is crazy. But I'm telling you, it was like, you know, I mean, I short circuit every time I go in there because it's like crazy. But they had them, and that was the first time I had ever seen them. And like you said, voice activated, transforming, and they had two or three of them.
And that's
You know what I mean?
expensive.
Yeah, I really
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to do it one time. Optimus Prime, transform.
You could be like that one dude, and then you take your glasses off and throw them across the.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like watching his
That
videos.
dude is dope.
Because I remember the first time he did it, he was like, "Oh," now it's like what he does.
Yeah.
Somebody just said something about the Soundwave one. I think that's like the newest one that came out too. Soundwave. That jump
Yep.
looks dope too.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, I forget.
Wait, is the
What
Soundwave
it
the
was-
one where you can put like the music tape in there? I think that's what it is. That one that came out.
Yeah, but it's a Bluetooth. They done got it where it's a Bluetooth and all the other stuff to it now.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually listen to music on it.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yep.
How much is that? Now that she said something.
Oh, God.
I'm looking it up right now.
Well, as you're looking it up, I was sitting here looking up like different sports animes. They have a ping pong one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
saw
I
that.
saw that. Never saw that.
Well, you remember what was that one where they had the spinning tops?
Come on.
You talking
The
about
Beyblade?
Bakugan?
Huh? Beyblade.
Oh, Beyblade. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I never think would you consider that sports anime?
it is.
They battle.
I mean, I would call it more of like arena battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be considered sports since that is a sports thing that they do in like Asia, but I would consider that more of like arena sports, similar to like Zoids. Like that would be like arena sports.
Okay.
If
Because
it is.
they did that.
Maybe you could say like Pokemon technically kind of is.
Yeah. No, it's a sport.
Yeah.
I mean,
And what was it then? Well,
but
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Digimon.
So
No,
that's
Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon.
yeah.
And I love Yu-Gi-Oh because they, every one of them every week. I'm gonna pull a three. What is it? A three? Three eyes white dragon or whatever.
Yes.
Dimension the dice.
But see, if we're gonna get into that category, because I can go a little off now when I say this, but like, there's also, well, that's not really an anime, so I can't say that. But there was an adaptation of Mega Man in that same kind of like thought process too, where it was like Mega Man in like a video game set where it was battling other characters who were Mega Man characters.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I gotta sit here and think what it's called, but it's a Mega Man series that came out it was a cartoon. It wasn't good.
Oh,
okay. $1,500.
That's insane.
Okay. I'm going to tell you now. I'm just gonna stop this silliness right now. $1,500. Now, I mean, I am not knocking it if you have it and you have that type of income to spend. Calibus does not, and hell no, $1,500. Soundwave better be in here making my breakfast when I wake up. That type of money is.
he's gotta be real. He's gonna drive me to work, do my homework.
You know what I'm saying? I had a van payment of $300. If you can't do what that van does for $300, I can't justify $1,500. I mean, again, if you have that money and you can do that, bravo. More power to you.
Yeah.
Take your income and you earned it. Do what you will. I personally cannot. But I mean, no, I haven't. I haven't. I think the worst I've ever spent anything on was a couple of Hot Toys, and those were only $300. You know what I mean? And that was while I had my, before I got that van, so I could kind of justify what I was doing. But $1,500 just because it can transform and hey Soundwave transform and then you be a Bluetooth speaker. Hell, I got a Chewbacca little Bluetooth speaker. I paid $7.99 for. I, mm-mm.
Jeez.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was gonna say yeah, because I got a Millennium Falcon Bluetooth speaker. I got that for Christmas 2 years ago. So
Yeah, but you don't take anything out of the box. I
I
mean,
take things out of the
no,
box.
you do not. I mean, have you ever used your tongue? No.
I took them out of the box.
You look at it and then put back into the box and seal
I
it.
mean, you
Well,
can
I mean, I walked
Did you take it out
outside
with?
with
Did you
them.
take it out
take
with
a picture with them.
gloves?
I walked outside with them. I was about to touch
But
them,
that's but
and then I was like, "No, I couldn't do it."
Your
but
popcorn.
I mean, but can you do that kind of stuff? I mean, even like with if I buy an anime figure, like I would love to get the original. I had the original vinyl 1/6 scale Dirty Pair. It was one of the first animes that I had ever seen. And when I was at the convention, the guy was selling the girls. So I was like, great. You know what I mean? I'll get these two. I think I got them for like $50. Total $50. So I moved, and I think in the move I lost Yuri. So all I had was Kate. And I was pissed. You know what I mean? So I went to look for it, and I think the thing was like $200-300 just for it. And I was like, ain't no way in the world I'm gonna do that. But even then, when you get those things, I don't keep them in the. If I like them well enough, I don't keep them in the box. What you should worry about is if I keep it in a box, because now it's the thing of you're sellable.
Yeah.
You're sellable.
Our house is selling.
If it's out of the box, you know what I'm saying? If you're out of the box, you're pretty much safe. But if you're in that box, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I got
Hard times coming
I mean,
along.
we could do a tour of our house.
I got a closet full of stuff in the box. So yeah.
I mean, it's so funny though. Like I always said this when I was a kid though, that I was like, I'll show my friends the stuff that we have around the house, and I'll be like, look, here's what my dad can't have out in the open because my mom doesn't want to see it. And I was like, here's the closet of secrets.
Wow.
And then I'll open up the closet, and they'll be like, what do you mean the closet of secrets? I'm like, look up, and you see all the action figures in their boxes, never been touched.
I remember those as kids. We were talking about like the Marvel action figures. And
Yeah.
all that. Out of the box. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. Were we allowed to touch them? No. Has he touched them? Probably not.
I take them down.
Oh no! I mean, now don't get me wrong. There are things that there is in my room that no, you cannot touch. When even I bought a Millennium Falcon, I kept it on the kitchen table for like 3 days before finally she said, "Get it out." If the grandkids come over and touch it, I'm like, if they touch it, I'm smacking hands, and she's like, "You touch it, you touch them, I'm touching you," and I'm like, "Oh, so okay." It's going in the room. So it's in the room. And no,
Yeah.
I guide them in there, look from the doorway, and we turn back around and we shut the door. No. But I mean, I get it, but I mean, like with my anime stuff, and there's only a few pieces I got, you know what I mean? But there's a couple of them. Like I said, I would love to get a God Phoenix. I would love to get a Battleship Yamato. You know what I mean?
God, yeah.
Old school stuff that I like. Now, don't get me wrong. I did have some Tenchi Muyo stuff. My little Ryoki rabbit or Cabot or whatever they were calling it at the time, and the demon girl. I love those figures. You know what I mean? But now and my Gundam. I have to admit, the Gundam stuff was cool when that first wave came out in the 90s. But then they started getting in all this perfect grade and all this. I can't do all that. My attention span and my patience is crazy.
Now, when you say that, because when we go to like GalaxyCon, they have those figures. They are expensive, but they're so cool to look at, and there's so many anime action figures that they have at these places, and I'm like, I couldn't imagine spending the money on them because they are expensive.
They are.
But people are there buying them every single show I go to, they buy that stuff. So it
It's but
happens.
it's crazy. It's crazy, like you said, but think about some of the anime stuff that, like you said, we grew up with. Some of your favorite. If somebody had a Mark 5 car sitting there, come on, Mark,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know, right? I
you would
would
be hard pressed to
so
pass it up.
yeah, because I would want that, because I've never seen that. Or like you said, the
You know what I
Battlefield
mean?
Yamada. I would love to have the
Yeah.
Battlefield Yamada.
But see, that's like I grew up on Ronin Warriors. That was like my anime, and then I collected all the Ronin Warrior characters. I missed some. I think I missed maybe like two of like the villain characters, but I had, you know, all five of the main Ronin Warriors. I had Akuma. I had Topa, but like I ended up someone ended up throwing them away, and I was so freaking furious because like I was going to keep those and pass them down to my daughter. So randomly 2 years ago, I looked it up how much each character costs, and each character costs the third edition that came out because I had the first edition. The first edition is like if you remember back in the day, you bought the action figures and you had to put the stickers on them really small and nicely little perfect. So I had those ones, and then they came out the ones where it's already printed, and now they have a new version where they don't have like the lock on from the back of the legs and stuff. So it's like a downgraded version. The downgraded version costs $100 each now.
Oh
I
Oh
man,
can
wow.
imagine the first ones I had, even though they were out of the box, how much they still cost because they were big edition. I didn't play with them. I just took them out of the box and just put them on the shelf as a kid.
yeah.
I can tell you exactly how much they cost because we had all four of them in the
That
store.
the first
And I'm
edition.
telling you now, man, and I'm looking at them because we had them because when we role played, and this is bad for me to say, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh wow, you're a tight ass GM." Yeah, because I say, we're gonna take this game to the next dimension. So go out and get you a character that you like. Da 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 da. We're gonna base them off the Ronin Warriors because we had Legends of the Five Rings. We just took some of that and put it in the fusion system. So when everybody went out, we would go out and buy these figures because they were the closest thing to our armor and stuff to represent us at the table.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Guy comes in with the backboard and the armor. Most of the armor is intact, but there's no weapons for these things. Had he had the weapons and the armor loose, these things were going for $75 to $95 a piece. But
Okay.
because they had no weapons, $25 a piece.
Gotcha. That's much.
Used figures, $25 a piece.
Wow.
It's the accessories that make some of these figures really really uh valuable. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
And that makes
Without
sense.
them, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, that was another thing I wanted. That SDF-1
Yeah.
and a Cyclone. Remember, you talk about who was it? Everybody's always talking about the like with Iron Man and stuff back in the day, because I always said the Night Sabers would kill Iron Man. Iron Man would never have a chance against those four girls. Um, and then you had, the Cyclones, right? So you had these guys on the bikes, and then they would flip into their armor, motorcycle armor, and that was like the coolest thing until Voltron came out.
Yeah, I
Those
remember.
toys,
Yeah, Voltron
yeah, the
toys.
Cyclones. Remember?
Yeah, especially when you had all five of the cats. I'm like, oh my god, I wanted that. And I looked up.
Matchbox made it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I looked up the price. I couldn't see spending the money on that. So
Dude, we had the ones from Japan, Go Lion, which is five lions.
mhm.
Uh, we had them all metal at like $350.
Jeez.
Guy came in and lost his mind. He saw that and was like, "That's it. I need you to get that down right now." And I'm like, "Okay, okay, cool." I've been searching all my life for this, and I had recently, before then, I think about 2 or 3 years, discovered that Voltron was called Go Lion, and they had the Japanese version because I had saw the videos, and I wanted to get the videos because it was, of course, a lot different from what we had because we had to dumb it down. We
for
had to take
American
the more
audience.
violent parts out because they were
Yep.
showing them to American kids, and that's too violent. And I always thought that was kind of silly because if you're in Japan, you can watch that. But then again, Japan has beer vending machines and pornographic machines on the streets. And apparently nobody abuses that. But over here, you can't get a beer until you're 18, 19. I
Yeah.
mean, 21,
And it
which is
doesn't make
weird.
sense
You know what
when
I
you
mean?
said that because like we talk about, I love Planet. What is that show called? Battle of the Planets or whatever.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. I love that show. And if you look at the original, what we got was so retarded. And
Oh,
I
you
watched.
didn't like Seven Zark 7?
I hated Seven Dark Seven. And every time I see him talking, it annoys me because of what we were supposed to have gotten from that show. So yeah, I couldn't stand that. But when it comes to like, I guess recently they're not doing that anymore. We as kids were kind of let down, but kids now they're getting the full thing
They
from their anime.
they really are because I mean, there's a lot of shows that what was that one? Even One Piece that I hate. The scene, when you watch it on like I think it was for kids, he had like a lollipop, but but he was smoking the whole time.
Okay.
So,
I would say
yeah,
Bleach. Bleach did that. You got the full thing for Bleach
yeah.
if you could find the original, where let's
Yu-Gi-Oh did it.
Yu-Gi-Oh. But what is it? Sailor Moon was the one because that had some stuff in it that we got taken out because we couldn't handle that. So
Hmm.
there was the two women that were in love, but they changed the story some kind of way, so you didn't get that. I kind of feel bad for people, but I guess I don't know why we didn't get the full experience from these shows at
They
all.
were too violent. Our was that rating system or national, like the comic book association that said, "Oh no, you can't show this," and the
Oh
villains must
yeah,
go to jail at the. So they would
yeah.
not allow anything, which is crazy. But at the same time, and like I said, I get it because here I am at, I don't know, was it 89? So around 17 or 18, I'm at my first convention. I see these two girls in these revealing suits with these little blasters on their hips, and I'm like, "Who are that? Oh, that's the Dirty Pair." Ooh, okay. And then I go see the anime. Then I watch Bubblegum Crisis. Then I watch what was that other one? Gal Force. I'm seeing all this anime where ships and people are exploding and they're dying, and I'm like, we ain't got nothing like this. What? I felt like our cartoons were just, like so pathetic. You know what I mean? Where you're like Yogi Bear and all that. What? I
Oh,
mean,
you know
I
what
got
I'm saying?
people. Yeah, I mean, these things, and they told a story. They
They
told a
did.
real story that made you feel. You can't get any better than that.
And you, like you say, when a character died on the show, they died. They stayed dead.
They didn't parachute.
They did. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's talk about GI Joe.
Yeah.
When was it Rick? Who was it? Rick, I think, or something. He was like, he's in a coma.
I remember 'cause I used to watch that every morning. I'll sit there and watch it before I go to
Oh
school.
my god. So yeah, that was just ridiculous. So yeah, we they were more adult oriented and they were better cartoons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like we were talking earlier about the sports stuff. The sports stuff is a little different from the actual anime.
Mhm.
It's okay. There's some anime sports stuff. Like I said, I love the racing because I love Go Speed Racer. I loved Redline. That was new. That's a nice anime. And I love Grappler Balki, but that was more of was wrestling or, like you said, a tournament type thing. And that's what it was every week, is that different fighters would fight, which is kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's,
Yeah, but that's still not
now that,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
But they had the Demon Realm where they were fighting each week to see who would win
and
that tournament.
yeah, and that's why I had to stop watching
Yeah, that was a
it.
good show though.
It was, don't get me wrong, but I think once it just does the same thing, I mean that's why a lot of people don't finish Bleach because then it's like you're just doing, hey, this person gets kidnapped, then the next season this other person gets kidnapped, and then we're gonna start the rotation back all over again. So when it comes to tournaments, if that's all they're doing, I just feel like it's kind of,
I thought Yu Yu Hakusho picked up when they went to tournament play because the first season I didn't even like till
yeah.
they did this tournament.
I liked it in the beginning of the tournament,
Yeah,
but then that's all they did,
that
and
yeah
that's what I
that
was just
Oh,
like,
like Dragon Ball.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, but Dragon,
Everything's a tournament in Dragon Ball.
but
Mhm.
see, at least with Yu Yu Hakusho, one episode was one tournament match,
Yes.
so it
Oh yeah,
didn't
give me. I'll
Yeah.
give them that. You know what I'm saying?
did
Because
not drag on for 5 days
Yeah, I did
for
not.
one tournament.
Yeah,
So that's the
yeah.
difference.
and then of course they all say the same thing. Goku can beat Superman, and I just stop and go,
Oh my
come on,
god.
please stop it. But I mean, that the every that's just how the versatility of anime. I mean, like you said, you got like Zoe was saying, they got the yaoi and the maui and all this other stuff over here, and then you got sports, you got your sci-fi, you got your cyberpunk thrillers,
Yeah.
then you even have the little romance things. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, every now and then I'll slip into one of those little animes, and it'll be all about uh some love story, and I'll just be sitting there like, okay,
You should watch the
all right.
Possibility Diaries. The new season should be coming out soon. It's at the end of this year, and then they're coming out with a movie next year, and it's a great show. It does have a little spin of love story, but you know what Apothecary is, and she's in the back part of the palace, and she got kidnapped, sent to there, and then she actually worked her way out. So she doesn't have to stay in the palace, but she kind of just does her thing, and it's really cool. And they solve like crime and everything. It's good. It's like a
Yeah.
love story aspect to it, to the point, but it's a great, great show.
Well, I heard it was good though, because I heard that there's only a few animes that are going to be on the awards like at the end
Yeah.
of the year, and they're talking like that's a possibility that that might win. So I
Hmm.
was like, oh, I was curious. I might check it out and see how good it is.
Yeah,
Because
and it's in dub.
right now,
I'll tell you the one
Yeah.
that I recently watched that I thoroughly enjoyed was Solo Leveling.
We
I
told you to watch that last year, so you can
Yeah,
stop talking.
but
yeah, it's sad to say it's not even on for like
Yeah.
the year this year.
yeah,
It's done.
I
Season 2 was so much better.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the whole thing when I sat down and watched it recently. So I will give her props on that one. That Zoe told me to watch it.
Uh-huh.
I finally
Phenomenal.
looked at it. No, you can't say nothing because I told you to watch Akima Got Killed, and you watched 2 episodes. Like, well,
I watched half the season.
everybody's dying, not anybody surviving. I can't watch
It's
it.
just, it's okay. It's not my type of show.
Yeah, because you don't know. You can like somebody and they will not survive to the next
But
episode.
it's the same with Demon Slayer. You could like a character and don't know who if they're gonna end.
But yeah, that's what I loved about Akima Got Killed. It was a good show. So
Yeah. But you guys, I guess that is it for today. Since we talked about our sports and
a little bit of everything.
yeah, a little bit of everything, and and my dad probably wants to get back to watching WrestleMania. Oh, and Jay Fizzle. I'm gonna say he might be watching it right now as we're doing it. So
I'm not going to spoil it, but
yes. So I guess like and subscribe. See whatever. Like and subscribe. And we have a lot more in store. We're probably I don't know exactly what we're gonna talk about next, but since the spring light out, I need you guys to watch two shows. You don't have to watch the show fully, but maybe watch the first episode of a new anime that's out during springtime, and then we can talk about it next time.
absolutely.
Okay. I guess to see you next time. Bye.
Jay Vessel.